Oh, oh man, namaste. What's great with you today, man? Where your energy at? Hmm. Wow, wow, wow. Today is Tuesday, it's not Monday. I actually got hurt training boxing Saturday, pulled my hamstring, so that energy I felt a little different. Still training. We have to stay physically fit to be mentally safe, man. It's for me, it's an essence. Um, but this video is about a young lady named Bree who I used to train back in the day. She moved to Georgia. She sent me a pretty cool video speaking about Kodak Black. How this dude was asking one question, he responded another way. And it was pretty cool to understand what she was saying was, I want to meditate, I want to be great, but something in me won't allow me to be great. Like, what is that? How do I control them voices? So after she asked me that question, I called her and asked her and had a conversation, understand what was going on with her. What made her come to that revelation of I need to meditate more and control the voices inside my head. Let me sit down to you. Let me sit down with you and talk to you, not talk at you. Hmm. So, which is a very intriguing question. That's why I say, got any questions, man, send them to me so we can talk about it. While meditating, how do I control the voices? Just I thought the same thing too. Our brain is, let's say, over 1 billion years old. We can't control the brain because if we could control the brain, when we said stop thinking, we would stop thinking. So obviously the brain isn't ours. We have a mind, but we are not the mind. And you realize when you sit still, meditation shows you what's going on inside of you. Once again, meditation shows you what's going on inside of you. And those voices that you hear inside of you, they're trying to get your attention. They want you to invest your consciousness in them. That's why you want to sit still and kind of listen to what's going on inside you. If you always busy, if you ripping and running, you're gonna believe that those voices inside your head, that's who you are. If I believe that they had that 40 that Glock 40 to my head, get ready to blow my brains out, when the spirit said, hey, you don't want no sandwich, I know exactly the voice inside of me was what created me. It wasn't demanding, it wasn't forceful, it was a suggestion. It was very nurturing. So I know what voice that was. Them other voices that told me I should kill myself, I'm worthless, or if you sit here meditating this dumb, this stupid, and start asking other questions, that's that trauma in you that's been using you to invest in lower vibration frequency, thoughts, actions, which hindering you from growing. Because if you're not aware, your mind is preoccupied with something else. So if I'm preoccupied, I can't be aware. You can't serve two entities at one time. Just like in the book club that we have, Power versus Force, the opposite of awareness is preoccupation. If you're preoccupied, that's a lower vibration. That's below 200. We want to stay below above 200, which is willingness. But if I'm sitting still meditating, I got voices in my head that's not encouraging me, that's not supporting me to move forward. Those not the things I want to vibe with. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still hear voices, but I understand how to categorize them, how to categorize the voices in my head. And this is very simple for me, and it might make it easier for you. If the voice in my head is empowering to me and to someone else, it's going to make me feel good and make someone else feel good, I might be more open to listen to that voice. But if that voice is going to lower my self-esteem and hurt me and hurt somebody else, I'm not going to listen to it. We only got two type of voices: high vibration and low vibration. That's all it is. So we're not gonna yes, we're gonna judge the voices, but we're gonna judge the voices based on the content which you're delivering to me. There's nothing wrong with judging, but it's the judging inappropriately, not having enough information. That's you don't want to judge that way. But if a thought is giving you the content and the characteristics of lower vibration hurt you or somebody else, why the fuck would you subscribe to it? No, don't do that. So it's showing you that it's not you, but if you're not sitting still, if you're not breathing in and out your nose, and you're not doing it at least 3 times a week for 5 or 10 minutes, you're gonna be so confused because you're gonna think that voice is you. Only way you can differentiate between that voice and you by sitting still, by breathing and just being. Hmm. The book we're looking at, Power versus Force, it spoke about using power as already within ourselves. If we're trying to use something outside of ourselves to help empower us, that's basically being worldly. Worldly means looking for something outside of you to empower you. When you sit still and you meditate, and you're sitting there, like when I meditate, I still have bullshit going through my mind for the first couple of minutes. But as I continue to meditate, that bullshit it subsides because you know why? I'm not feeding into it from awareness standpoint. I'm not addressing why am I feeling this way, why am I feeling that way. I'm actually allowing myself to feel what I'm feeling and let that pass through me. So them voices in my head that's on a lower vibration, they're not trying to help me propel and jump from a lower frequency to a higher frequency. I'm not going to engage in them. Why would I? Because it's showing me by your mannerism that you don't mean me the best benefit by me feeling whole within, me feeling unified, and me having virtuous thinking about myself and about you. That makes sense. That makes sense, y'all. Let me see a couple of comments. Love this. Okay, Facebook user said love this. Any likes your video. Okay. So if you on Facebook right now, if you go into where your energy at group and you see me live right now, you can see understand what's going on, and it's not a judgment. It's not a right or wrong. It just is. And when we understand that to stop judging, like we're not trying to judge, because when we start judging, hmm, with inappropriate information, it lowers our vibration. We want to learn how to allow ourselves, allow ourselves, to just be and just feel and allow to be okay because we think we only this fleshly body. No, we I realize within myself I'm deeper than that. By me allowing myself to be there, by me allowing myself, I put a post up the other day that I'm solid, I'm flexible as fuck and solid as a rock because I balance the masculine and feminine within myself. I know when to be flexible and I know when to be hard. You know, when I speak about masculine and feminine energy, masculine means you're very structured, you're not trying to change your mind, you're inflexible. Feminine energy means I'm flexible, I'm malleable, I'm open to change. It's not a physical when I'm speaking about say masculine and feminine energy. It's an energetic vibration. A lot of single women, y'all have to behave in a masculine energy because you're single, don't have a man in your life. I get it. And then most men, we've been inflexible because we're never taught that. So understanding what's going on through an energetic or through our chakras levels, it kind of makes more sense to you why you are the way you are. The way you are right now is not by choice, it's by your environment. It's what the people around you that raise you introduce you to because you're only mocking the diagram that was shown to you growing up as a child. So if meditation is a time of peace and reconnecting, what is that inside you that's trying to um, intervene in that peace? What is that? You got to ask yourself that question because if I'm trying to Oh, thank you, Goddess. Jantis. You know, we go way back, how we flow and vibe. But yeah, them voices inside your head, inside my head was horrible. You know, intrapersonal communication. Like, how am I speaking to myself? No, that's them voices inside your head. Intrapersonal communication. Like, how am I speaking to myself inside my head? Like, how am I talking to myself? Am I empowering myself? Am I pouring love into myself? Am I talking to myself as if I'm in love with myself? Or am I talking to myself like I'm some dirty, nasty, stinking motherfucker who don't deserve love? Let me tell you something about cursing, man. Cursing isn't a word. Cursing is something that you put over yourself. A curse does not have an expiration date. I'm gonna say it again. A curse does not have an expiration date. It has to be broken. We're under a mental curse right now. So remember, a curse doesn't have an expiration date. It doesn't. A curse needs to be broken. So meditation is helping you break that mental curse. Because that curse is never going to expire. It has to be broken. You have to wake up and realize, like, how the fuck am I talking to myself? Or why the fuck am I talking to myself like that? Or why the fuck am I allowing these voices to let me do this dumb shit I'm doing? Remember, you're a fucking genius, bro. A goddess, a god, but you're not recognized because them lower vibration thoughts have been controlling you for so long. You think that's who you are. That's nowhere near who you are. So with meditation, when you're able to, and once again, listen, don't have over ambitious goals. Start very slow. This is something new. You're not used to sitting still and breathing in your nose and out your nose and letting your shoulders relax. You're not used to that. You think you got to lay there in a certain position. No, you can have a walking meditation. You can be driving and meditate. Meditation is only showing you what's going on inside you. So there's no specific way that you got to meditate. No, it's just a time that you sit down and see what's going on within yourself. That's meditation. Like, dang, like, who's sending me these suggestions? Who wants me to behave in this manner? Like, whoa, who's controlling this? Oh, it makes you become aware because just because you are conscious, that doesn't make you aware where your thoughts are coming from. You want to be aware. You're conscious right now, but that doesn't give you the awareness of where your thoughts are coming from. So when you're meditating, now it gives not only me but you a chance to tap into that genius and let the answers come to you through your ancestors. But if you're preoccupied with am I sitting up straight or is this dumb? Who said that? You can't be poured into because you're preoccupied. You have to be aware. You have to be in the breath. You have to breathe it. You have to allow whatever thoughts that's still ruminating within your mind to pass through. If a thought is passing through, you give it no attention, you give it no emotion, you give it no consciousness, it's going to keep floating. But if you give it a little bit of consciousness, a little bit of awareness, it's going to slow down. If you keep pouring into it by keep thinking about it, keep ruminating about it, it's going to grow and it's growing, it's going to grow. It only exists because you're constantly putting your awareness on it. If you take your awareness off those thoughts and put that awareness in your breathing, put that awareness in your being, put that awareness in hmm, breathing, man, and just being, and just I had a good conversation with Bree. She said sometimes people look at something happening, it's a loss, or my life was a bad experience. Man, fuck that. You went to the university of yourself to get a master's degree in you. A L ain't a loss. A L is a lesson in yourself. You had to have that experience to show you what you didn't want. You had to exasperate that feeling to appreciate it. You hanging out, you vibe, you drink, whatever it is, it's cool to do it. When you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of doing it, you're gonna stop. You're gonna evolve. But until then, you're gonna keep on vibing, you know. So allow it. Not only allow other people, but allow yourself. When you start allowing yourself, you have the room to allow other people because you gave that energy to yourself. Okay, we got a question. Just from Facebook. My favorite thing about becoming more self-aware is understanding the temptations and distractions are simply that. If it is temporary, which you put in capital letters, it if it doesn't serve you in the long run, do not do it. Oh man, that is so true. Because once again, it's the thoughts that are on lower vibration is simply a distraction to keep you away from connecting to your higher energy attractor for to your higher self. Once you remember who you are, once you remember what you are on the inside, the essence of what you are, the divinity that divides within you, you won't be susceptible to the lower vibrations because you won't be in that energy no more. Your vibe gonna be different. You're gonna be universe and life will be connected. The symbol of the beast, man, like it's so crazy. The symbol of the beast was created by somebody to symbolize a dogma what he had. And that same kind of dogma was used to signify what the beast didn't mean. The beast is carbon, six protons, six electrons, and six neutrons. The beast is inner peace. The beast is divinity. The beast is formlessness. It's not what they want you to believe. So the mark of the beast is like Dr. Sabi said, carbon. You are that. They're calling you a beast. You're not, but you are. The beast on the other side, what organic meaning was spirit, was most high, was divinity, eternal life, understanding what spirit is pouring into you. If that spirit ain't pouring unconditional love, helping you with unity, helping you with virtuous of thinking, and helping you feel whole, that's not love. That's not unconditional love. That's not agape love. That's never changing. Flexible as fuck, but solid as a rock. Why would it change? You want to change it because you don't want to take responsibility for what's going on. So them voices inside your head on a lower vibration because you're so used to it. It's gonna be uncomfortable. Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Because you're not truly thinking. You're just recalling thoughts. Them thoughts are on such a lower vibration when you sit still and just meditate, they bombard you. And then you are so up under that spell of that lower entity that we call the past trauma, that we call the shadow side, that we call the moon side, whatever we choose to call it. It's still you. It still comes from the most high. It's our perception of that, what we make it think of lower vibration. It's not. We're not in parts. We're not in pieces. We are whole. What makes us think we are in pieces is our perception based on our environment. Our DNA is so strong, man, but it's only 26% of our human behaviors. The other 74% is our environment. What environment are you in? Is it conducive for your spiritual involvement? Is the soil fertile enough for you to grow? Your soil, your soul, is a soil fertile enough to grow your soul, your environment? Is it peaceful? Is it loving? Is it accepting? Is it non-judgmental? Or is it based on just security? Is it based on, oh, I need you because I'm not financially stable? Or is it based on codependency? Is it a dictatorship? It's about being independent of mind and making yourself available for the divine. If you're dependent on your mind trying to resolve this, it's based on trauma, it's based on lack, it's based on fear, all that lower vibration stuff. How's that gonna save you? That's just like saying the police pull you over and arrest you. You gonna go to a bail bondsman and bail you out? Fuck no. That mind needs you to be on that lower vibration, on that petty stuff to feed itself because it's so used to that. Once you realize the divinity within, your God or God itself, you will no longer be available for petty conversation, for petty people, for petty TV shows, for petty reading. You're gonna be on such a higher vibration, it's gonna agitate and aggravate you because now you have become used to being on higher attractive energy fields. When I went to Jamaica for 2 weeks, their food is so clean, my palate became spoiled. When I came back here and started eating the food, my palate was so spoiled to rich food with no GMO and everything else, fresh fish that just came out to sea. When I came back, it was a different taste. So I no longer yearn for that. I yearn for that freshness taste. Same thing with spirituality. When you get a feeling of that higher energy attractor patterns, that's formless, that leads you by voice, that leads you by visions when you're asleep. I wake up sweating so much because I'm evolving in my rest. When you're resting, the conscious mind isn't available to avoid you being poured into. Look in your book. Most time we get poured into when we're sleeping. Last night I revisited the book of Eli. Namaste. Namaste. The book of Eli was so deep to me because it spoke about how after the world was destroyed, not destroyed, but something happened to it. But Denzel said a voice inside my head instructed me and showed me to go west. It showed me what his book was, but it was in Braille. He knew within his head that he was led it by a voice. That same voice that spoke to him spoke to me. I had that Glock 42 in my hand. I know how it sounds. So regardless of what's in front of you, once that voice pours into you and you connect with the highest formless energy attractive factor possible, how could you settle for less? Why wouldn't you want the mark of the beast on you, which is which is life, which is unites heaven and earth, is unity. Once you unify within, it's different. The same way, what I'm reading right here. One second. The same one I'm reading this right here. This the same way they made these symbols. The mark of the beast they made it from the sun symbol. They made it from the crescent moon. So they're using things and they basically molesting them, making it seem worse. Let me look at something else I was looking at too. The where the actual picture of the devil came from, which was used against the Knights of the Templar to because they were going against the establishment because they weren't taxable. So certain symbols were used to persecute certain people, and then people jumped on the back to make it the same. Can you see this right here? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This symbol right here, the goat head with the horns in the middle. Yeah, let me see. There we go. Okay, that symbol right there. This symbol right here, it was actually made because the knights were exempt from taxation. They actually helped the pilgrim travel to Jerusalem in order to get there. But because the knights were exempt from taxation, they amassed a huge amount of wealth and consequently power. When they became a threat to the establishment, they were persecuted. And a part of this persecution included heresy, including the worship of a particular looking goat-headed creature. So they made this creature a goat-headed creature to be persecution for the Knights of the Templar, and then even the tarot cards got this depiction of the devil from that. So now we got certain symbols that's throwing us off from what's really going on. That's another thing that throw you off in your meditation, other voice, because different pictures, different symbols have power to them, have force to them, not power. I apologize. There's only one power, which is the invisible force that breathes the life of air within our nose. That's the only true power. Everything else is force. It's an illusion of it. It's a hologram of what's going on. That's why it's not sustainable. Only thing is self-sustainable is power. Let's look at it this way. Power is gravity. Gravity is everywhere all the time. Force is what you need to move through gravity. You get tired, you're swimming through water. So if water is power, and then you are the force moving through the water, so how tired you get and you barely move somewhere. So you want to be the water. You want to be gravity. You want to be the sky that the clouds float through. You're not stressed out. You're not allowing the lower vibration voice to access you because they can't because you recognize who and what you are. This is the road of the straight and narrow. A lot of times you might be by yourself. 'Cause a lot of people not on that vibration. It takes inner discipline. It takes, oh man, accepting who and what you are and being true to you, regardless who's liking it, who's commenting on it, who's feeding on it. The main thing is feed what's in. And that inside world gonna eventually reflect outside world. I love it. Any more comments? Any more suggestions? Oh, and also thank you, man, subscribing to the page. I see the numbers going up. That's wonderful. And I like the interaction. Any more questions? Leave them in the inbox. Whatever you're listening on, whatever way you're looking at it, I apologize about kicking that. But Spirit said that's it, man. Hmm. Check out the website, namastethug.com. Self-eval, free 30-minute conversation. Set up your date. Hmm. Give yourself time just to breathe and let that information just soak in. It's a lot. No mistake. Everything you have is already inside of you. Take that time and synchronize with it. Namaste, thug. True heart under God. Peace.